Alright, getting started. My name is Blake, and I am Vibecoding a roguelike. So the way this game works is it runs the game as a headless simulation, and the renderer is completely separate, so any kind of renderer can be built around the game. And the goal is to have use machine learning to train the computer to either act as an enemy for a player, or to beat the game itself, or maybe allow LLMs to interface with the game, either as an NPC or another player. So in the bottom right, you see the simulation running. I have a fractal in the background that was just to get when I was setting up the renderer. That's what I wanted. But the actual game is the little rectangles running around. So let me see. I can move my little guy around with WASD. You can see he's got his own little field of vision there. So the green guy is a goblin, and purple is a warlock, and it's turn-based, so everyone is taking their own little turn here. So I can spawn more warlocks if I hit the P key. There we go, there's another warlock. Keep spawning warlocks. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get rid of the fractal. It's kind of cool, but I'm going to get rid of the fractal and then allow the game to play in different screen resolutions. And then I'm going to start wiring up the combat mechanics. So the way this is going to work is the game is going to pause on a player turn, and then all the NPCs and everything else is just going to make its move in sequence, so it's turn-based. And I'm using, let's see, I'm going to rename, what is this guy? Okay, so this is open code. We have Codex here. I'm going to set the title so I know which AI I'm using when I switch. Well, that didn't take. Let's see here. Codex. There we go. And we got Claude here. Okay. And then this one is Deepseek. Deepseek V4 Pro, which is the new one that just came out, and it works pretty good. Alright, so let's see here. So I use Deepseek for writing documents, analysis, and stuff like that. Sometimes I let it write code. Claude, typically I'll have Deepseek do some work, and then I'll have Claude review the work to make, suggestions and improvements. Same with Codex. I'd say Codex and Claude are pretty even. Deepseek is almost up there. Deepseek is pretty good. It's a lot cheaper, for sure. I'm not. Okay, let's see here. Let me look at my game here. And I have this. It's a bun application. It's called Wit, and it's what my AI's agents use to organize their work. So they'll use Wit to sort of make a claim on some work, and they put a lock in place so that none of the other agents can mess with their stuff. So if one agent's writing code and then you have another agent go change it, then that's going to cause a lot of problems. So this system helps avoid that. A large Claude will impact performance. That's fine. So this is how I have this set up. Okay, so the agents file, so each one has their own file. So Codex has codex.md, Claude has claude.md, OpenCode uses agents.md. So what I did was I just created one agents file, and then all these others are just symlinks that point to that file. So they're all reading the same file. So they all have the same information. And I believe, even though it's a large file and it's giving me a warning about it, I think it's fine, because this file gives all the agents all the context that they need to work into the project, so they don't have to just read a ton of source code to understand what's going on. They already know once they load up. So what I want to do is remove the fractal. It's not a big deal. If I want it back, it's been committed to Git, so I can just look at one of the past commits and pull it back. So I'm going to say in my demo render, I want to remove the fractal. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Deepseek write a design spec for this. All right, let me clear Deepseek's. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So I want to remove the fractal and add. Let's see. Support for multiple. Just go with the most common ones, including my monitor resolution. And oh shit, I forgot to put it in plan mode. I kind of want to do plan mode. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to delete it. Just delete all this crap. Okay, /plan. Paste it back. Okay. I'm thinking I want to have a menu too. Yeah, to load different levels and stuff. So maybe I should start with the menu first. So I believe it's probably going to try to create some kind of state machine for managing the menu and then the game mode and all of that. So I'm going to say I want to add a splash screen that will display for 5 seconds. 2 seconds, and at the bottom say press any key to start. Then it'll load the main menu. The first item on the menu will be let's see here. Well, I guess start, level, select, load saved games, settings, and exit. Alright, so write a design spec for this menu. Name it menu design.md. Well, actually, he's in plan mode, so when he gets to that part, he's going to be like, what, I can't do it. So I'm going to have him go ahead and do this. Basically in plan mode, that's what they do anyways. They just draft like a markdown document. That's basically what they're going to plan to do. So I'm not going to tell it to write a design spec. Make a complete design that fits well with our current architecture. So that's what's great about AI. You can just be extremely vague. You don't have to know how to explain yourself. It's going to figure it out, and if you don't, it might ask you a question. And if you want to make sure it understands, you just tell it to ask you questions. Say, if you don't understand, ask me, and it will. pretty reliable like that. Claude is really good. I got different music now. I'd saved my video of my last stream and posted it on YouTube, and I got these copyright warnings. It wasn't a copy strike, but it was a copyright warning. And apparently some of the music I had, well, my video can't play in Russia or Belarus, so I would like for people in Russia or Belarus to be able to watch my videos, maybe? I don't know. I think it was like jazz, some old jazz song, and then some orchestral music from a long time ago. But I need to look up the rules for what music you're allowed to play and all that, because I like to listen to music while I do this. It helps me focus. Otherwise I get distracted. So after he's done spitting it out, I'm going to have Deepseek and Codex review the document. And they'll spot any inconsistencies and, see if there's any room for improvement. It works really good every time. They always come through. And once this is done, I might end up setting some kind of vector database that the models can query, so I don't have to have this giant file. I don't know though. That's something you got to watch out as your project gets bigger. You want to make sure that everything's organized and really modular. You don't want files just getting freaking humongous, because the AI's got to read through all that stuff, and it takes up your context. And in my experience, once they get like around 45%, then they have a harder time. And some of them can really start screwing stuff up, like Deepseek. Oh. All right. Oh, cool. So, and also I got to start working on the asset pipeline so we can start getting some sprites in here. I think I'm going to get all of the main systems working though before I get that far. I want to see an LLM play this. I think that would be cool. I got some local LLM that I think could do it. I did a little bit of reading on it. They've had LLMs try to play games like this before. I think they have like a 23% success rate or something like that compared to humans, which are at like 80. And they just don't have like historical recall. But you can fix that. You can give them like some kind of database or something where they can look up prior events and try to remember what's happened before. But you just give them a limited set of instructions. Basically everything that the player can do, which isn't a lot. Move up, move down, move left, right, use items, talk to NPCs, that kind of stuff. Okay. Design agent's going. I guess it's using agent skills automatically now. That seems new. It wasn't doing this last night. So I'm just going to spawn a shitload of warlocks. This fractal thing going on in the background, it looks cool, but it really is a CPU hog. And I mean, it's It's not really part of the game at all. So this is going to be pretty fun. I think as a placeholder until I get sprites into the game, I might add a HUD at the bottom that shows your character stats and, you know, different things about the environment and things of that nature. So I'm probably going to set it up like just like a regular old dungeon game, like maybe like NetHack kind of thing, where you just move through and it's going to say, okay, you've entered this room. You know, you see a chest, you see a skeleton, there's a goblin over there. Alright, for the splash screen, I'm just going to have it generate some kind of gradient image with text or something like that, just as a placeholder. And then I'm going to have like a bypass flag so you can run it and skip the menu or whatever. So what's cool about the way I have this set up is I'll be able to test everything gameplay wise without even running the game. So it just runs the simulation. The simulation is going to be completely deterministic. So no matter what happens, the same results are going to unfold each time. And that's what I think is going to let me train a machine learning model on the game. And I've never done that before. It's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm moving a lot, but it seems slow, but it's just because every square is taking its turn. And I don't know exactly what the movement logic is here, but you can see they're not overlapping or anything like that, so it must be calculating what the empty spaces are and all of that. But I'm not going to go into the code. It's not the point. The point's vibe coding. Let the computer do it for you while you just chill and see what kind of cool stuff you can make. For 2D games, AI is really good. I think you can make any 2D game you can imagine at this point with AI. Now maybe when it comes to performance and scale, as your game gets bigger and if you got a lot of stuff going on, you're going to have to pay attention to performance, and there's some optimizations you're going to have to make. And for 3D, I've tried making some 3D stuff. I tried making a 3D engine with Lisp, and it was workable, but then when it got to the more advanced stuff like shadows and materials and things like that, then it got tricky. Alright. So it's made the design document here. Once it's finished, I gotta have the other AIs check it out and see if they can add to it or whatever. See if they have any criticisms. Alright. Trying to think here. You know, I could have Codex go ahead and work on the asset pipeline. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and prime Codex on the asset pipeline documentation, and then I'm going to have it start implementing the asset pipeline. And hopefully these guys are going to use wit to manage. A couple of them forget. Well, look, see, here we go right here. So he's calling this command wit session. So he's creating a little session here with. So he's basically gonna. Okay. He made a no-no. I'll proceed without it. Really? Hold on. Let me. Got a wit demon going. I don't know why it's not running. Not actually sure how to run it, to be honest with you. Found it though, that's a good thing. Yesterday, it was never in the path for some reason, so he couldn't run it. Somebody's done. So I read the asset pipeline design against the current render scaffold. Overall, the direction is solid and consistent with Seaton's determinism rules. The strongest part is that the assets remain render-owned and derive only from observation render frame, preserving the sim protocol boundary. Current baseline is healthy. Cargo test 55 passed. Design fits especially well with scene, palette, render host. Main concerns before implementation. Render backend needs to be normalized first. The current trait is okay. Let's see. Audio detection cannot reliably infer enemy death from disappearance alone. With FOV filtered observations, an entity disappearing can mean death, leaving vision. Alright, suggested implementation order. Refactor render backend into command phases. Add sprite command generation. Add config part. Okay. I'm gonna ask if it has a plan to audio detector issue. So it's basically saying that the renderer doesn't know how to detect a death to play, like if an enemy dies or something like that. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna tell it so you can get started. Don't forget to use wit. It knows about wit. Okay, so Damon, what does this say? I'm just going to keep it running in a foreground in a separate terminal. Alright, so this is how all the work and everything gets delegated to the different agents. Alright, cool. I'm going to say go started the daemon. And I forgot to put Claude in YOLO mode. I like putting Claude in YOLO mode. He does okay with that. Cool. If they keep having problems with the commands, I'm going to have to tell them to update the agents file with the proper usage, which was kind of already done, but I guess it's not perfect. Okay, cool. He's starting. Now I got Codex going. So see, it says wit shows active locks only on render, host, reload menu areas. So this protocol core change won't collide with those. I'm going to declare intent for snapshot simulation and replay test before editing. Great. Okay. So Codex had a problem with wit, but he's going to use wit status so he doesn't step on any toes. That's fine. Cool. Robots are running slow tonight. Trying to think how maybe I can go ahead and harness up the LLM. That would be cool. So we could see the LLM running my little dude around in the demo. I don't know what I just said yes to. I'm sure it's fine. That's what I'm gonna do. Alright, I didn't need to do that. Okay. Models. Deepseek V4 Pro. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in plan mode. Create a design spec for our LLM. He knows what fucking LLM is. Want to be able to test the LLM's performance with our simulation. For now, just basic navigation skills are required. Now let me check if I have Ollama installed and a model. Okay, so I do have Ollama. I forget. I haven't used. Okay, so Ollama list. Ollama doesn't have a model. Okay. What model do I want to use for Ollama? I gotta look this up. It's gotta be small. It's gotta be small, but one that's trained on tools for sure. Deepseek R1 7B. Yeah, that might work. Well, no. It's actually not like the super best. Deepseek. Come on. Medgemma. Okay, Quinn 3.5. I'm gonna try Quinn 3.5 4B. Let's see here. Yeah, that's gonna be good. So, do I have to say 4B? Yeah, nice. Not too big. Should be kind of fast. Probably going to be dumb. But that's fine. Come on, dude. What model am I even using? Why are you okay, you're just gonna ignore my okay, fine. Released. Oh, is he done? That's cool. So my simulation did stop. Okay, I'm using Sonnet, that's fine. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, I'm running it again. Let's see if OBS picked it up. No. Okay. I'm going to tell it to run it with no timeout. I should just share this whole right side of the screen. I think that's what I'm going to do real quick. That way I don't have to keep fucking with OBS every time. Alright, turn that off, that. Okay, cool. Ah, nice. I didn't even put my fractal in the background. Dang, look at that. That's not bad. It's kind of stylish. I mean, I know that fractal's using so much CPU, but... And it even wired up the start. Huh. That's cool. Ah, see, I'm moving around. Very cool. Okay, so I'm going to tell this window always on top. That's what I like about Linux. It's the only reason I use it, always on top. I think Windows Power Toys has a always on top thing, but whatever. Looks good. I gotta I want hot reload to work for things like that too. Not just, you know why? I'm asking it if. Oh, is it waiting for this to end? I think it is. I'm just going to copy this command that he ran. So I can run the game. Oh, cool, it didn't work. What? Okay. Oh wait, I have a demo. There we go. That, no. I'm gonna say update demo. Way more performant. Okay. I'm gonna keep the fractal around. Maybe it'll be the map will just be overlaid on top of it for now. Long term, it's gotta go. What did this guy do? What did I tell him to do? I forgot already. Oh. The asset pipeline. Okay. gonna ask him what we can do with it now. See if it's ready to actually start rendering sprites. And I'm gonna tell Deepseek that we're using what model we're using on Olama. Check the alright, cool. So I got everybody working on different parts of the game. Okay, so this, what he did, he made it so that this observation module can send events to the renderer about what's going on in the game world, so it knows what to do. Okay. A sprite. I need to get a sprite so I can just whip up a couple sprites for testing. Let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Codex clone it and build it. I think I had to have it in my as a submodule. Set it up as a submodule in this project. Okay. Maybe I should. I'm gonna tell it to fork it. Fork it and set it up as a submodule. That way I can make changes to a sprite to fit it to my engine, and I'm going to do the same for tiled. So there's going to be things in tiled that I'm going to want to do, so I don't have to go back and forth from tiled to the game so much. So like if I wanted to add like some Lua scripting or something like that to an object, I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to make it to where the entities in my game can be scriptable with Lua or whatever. I think I'm gonna go with Lua though. I think it's the simplest thing. Yes, I do. The worker tree is dirty. So what? Alright, should the LLM harness run in process with simulation, direct function, or as a sub-process? I'm gonna say in process. It's okay if it's not the right choice. It's not a big deal. Should the harness use UREC blocking? Probably blocking. I don't see how we could do it asynchronously and still be deterministic. Simple prompt format. Should we render the FOV as an ASCII grid or as a structured list of? I think well, it's not. I'm going to say structured list, because I know the spatial reasoning is going to be poor. How should we handle illegal action or parse failures in the LLM? Actually, what I'm going to do is say, what is it called? Use some kind of typing library for validation of requests coming from the LLM, unless you have a better idea. And confirm. So I think something like Pydantic you can use for validation, so that you can make sure that the responses from your LLM are correct, and it helps debug issues with the LLM. Because the dumber the LLM is, the more it's gonna screw up its responses. Alright, let's see. And we're probably gonna have to tweak it to make it so the LLM can understand it better. Make it so. Alright, what's this guy doing? Cool. So we're gonna build our levels with tiled, and our sprites and animation we're gonna do with a sprite, and it's gonna work great. And that's all you really need. Yes. And our renderer also supports shaders, like OpenGL shaders. So we'll be able to add cool effects to our sprites and our map. It's going to be pretty neat. Right now it looks stupid, but it's going to be so rad. Alright, let's see what Deepseek's doing. Yes. So instead of having Deepseek write a plan, I'm going to let it go ahead and do the implementation, and then if it doesn't work, I'm just going to have Claude debug it. I think that will be faster, because usually Deepseek gets it about 80% right. Claude has to do a little bit of cleanup. Okay. Look at him go, using wit. Claude is a good boy. Right, I'm in plane mode. Oh. Okay. You're in build mode now, buddy. You got the power. Nested submodule fetch is still running. A-Sprite brings in a large dependency tree. It's going to be a bitch to build A-Sprite, but because all the dependencies, I think there's a ton of them. Hopefully it goes smooth. Gotta do it though. I mean, yeah, you can use A-Sprite and tiled right out of the box, but you want to be able to modify the tools, customize them so that you can add extra features to them, and it's easy to do with the LLM. Oh shit! Do I not have the build tools? Okay, cool. So you can't run sudo, you dipshit. Okay. I'm gonna run that for him. Hope it works. Skipping. Looks like it worked. Alright, I'm gonna see. Oh wait. Should be good to go. I ran it for Let's see if I broke my demo. Nope, still working. Ooh, cool. Escape closes, nice. It's anticipated my needs. I like that. Always on top. Yeah, I think Deepseek is more of a power bottom. I'd love to run the following commands. I like how it just doesn't have it unzip by default. Uh, 404 not found. I don't know. That might be an issue. We'll let Claude figure it out. Launchpad, content. Oh, it's not even related. It's fine. Run it. There we go. So it's installing all the dependencies for Sprite, which there's 2 billion of them. Oh, I hope it's not one of them. It takes an hour to compile. If I remember right, it takes a while though. Okay, Deepseek build succeeds. I want to see these tests run though. And after he gets this working, I'm gonna add an item to this menu here. I'm gonna call it I don't know, AI demo, something. And then we're gonna watch the LLM struggle with the game. I can't wait to see what happens. You wouldn't want to have too many LLM players because it'd go slow, but you may be able to have one instance of a model generate moves and everything for several different entities. Like if you got a room full of monsters, maybe it could coordinate the monsters' actions. So like the monsters would have a plan. Might work, I don't know. Four unique tile visited. After 5 moves, they ended at 7. Tiles visited count 4. Suggest the player moved around, and some positions were repeated. It's actually working. Wow. I mean, it's kind of working, I guess. I'm gonna have it. Let's see here. I'm gonna run this command real quick. No, dude, no. Dude, come on. I don't want all this shit Control backspace doesn't do its thing. Okay. It says it's copied to the clipboard, but it's not. Why are you lying to me? That's still not. Jeez, dude. Oh, what are we doing? Page down, guy. XD. Alright, I'm gonna see if hopefully Deepseek can handle this task. Let me see if everybody's stopped right now. Let me get Claude caught up on his part of the work. No, don't do that. Okay. What the fuck? Go back to normal size. Alright, here we go. Oh, did I already install that crap? I already did that. Alright. Yes. Oh, it was making the performance changes to the demo, to the fractal thing, so it should be faster. Oh, it's way faster. Cool. That's fine. Okay. So Claude is finished. Waiting on Codex to wrap up. After this, all the tests should be passing. I'm going to go ahead and make a oh wait, he's building a sprite. That's what he's doing. I'm going to have Claude wire up the write a document named okay, so he's going to write a document that explains what he did with the LLM harness so that Claude can wire it into the menu. Claude's already been working on the menu, so he's got the context for it already. So it should go pretty smooth. Alright, A-Sprites is compiling now. And after this, I'm probably going to give it the same instructions, but for tiled. And we'll be ready. Alright, cool. I'm not gonna make the commit yet. I'm gonna have Claude read the Let's see what it does. Oh man. Drink all my tea. Oh boy. What are you telling me? Built it nice. Okay, I don't care. Cool. Now do the same thing for the tiled map editor. So probably tomorrow, I'm gonna just start making assets, typical dungeon assets. I'm really bad at art, so I think I'm gonna give myself like a 5-minute timer for each asset. But the game's gonna support like hot swapping different tile sets. So if somebody wanted to play it, they could download other people's tile sets that they've created or make their own custom tile sets. That'll be cool. Kind of like Dwarf Fortress. I think you can do it with Vibecoding. I think it supports custom tile sets too. Let's see what Claude's doing. He's thinking. So I think the goal for today is just to see the LLM play the game. That's going to be so cool. And then I'll probably pick up where I left off. Get an asset pipeline set up and start making some sprites, some shaders. Some cool fireball effects and spells, all that stuff. Some lighting would be kind of cool. Get some kind of lighting engine set up. Maybe shadows, I don't know. Shadows are going to be tricky. Maybe it won't be that bad. I mean, you can look and see what objects that it wouldn't be able to cast a shadow path, you know. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Alright. Done that for you. Oh, let's use this QT for... That's a lot of stuff. Hopefully this tiled compile doesn't take forever. Yes, continue Claude. Claude is so good at using wit. I don't think the others have used it at all. QBS settings are not appearing under the normal user config, likely because of the sandbox right scope. Okay. Nice. Figuring it out. Ran into a problem and I figured it out. Very cool. Okay. Almost done thinking. So it should be pretty easy to wire this up as a multiplayer game too. And I think it's going to be performant enough where you would be able to have several different sessions running at one time. And a lot of different people playing. But I didn't even consider multiplayer when I was setting it up, so surely if an LLM can play it, then it's not going to be hard to wire it up for multiplayer. I think it's going to be easy. 91% of my session limit. That's fine. About done. Good observation. What? I didn't even say anything. He's talking to himself. He's like, oh, maybe he's talking to one of the other agents. Yeah, I think these dots here mean that the task was fired off to another agent. So he's telling his agent that was a good observation. They're talking to each other now. Shit's getting real. Oh, smoke test work. Oh no, it's almost done. No, oh, this is Codex, so he's working on getting tiled. But Claude is writing code now, which means he's about done. So he does all the thinking up front, and then he writes the code. Then he'll write test for the code. Or he should anyway, yeah. He's running the test now. 85 passed. Oh, that is so good. I love it. He's such a good lad. Tests his own code. Of course, I mean, he was told to by the agent's master file, but still. This is not something they could have been doing like 6 or 8 months ago. Alright, let's see if the new AI thing is in the menu. Oh, we added, okay. LLM demo, here we go. And, okay. Unexpected iron stream OBS file. What? What is this shit, dude? I'm wondering how it even knows about OBS right now. I wonder if it's listening to me. I don't think it is. Oh fuck, I've hit my usage limit. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy this. So Codex is going to read that last little piece from Claude's transcript, and he's going to fix it. So he's probably just going to have to rebuild the project, and we're going to run it again. They're going to watch the LLM play. Alright, how long is Claude out of the game? 2:20? I'm not going to be awake then. I'm on the $20 plan. No, I'm not upgrading, thanks though. I don't know. You still have some crappy limits, even if you're on like the $100 plan or whatever. Rebuild binary launch script and make render host reject a sibling harness that does not advertise stream OBS. Why do I even have stream OBS? I need to look into that. I think that might have something to do with the hot swapping code, the hot reload. Am I not running along? I am. Hi. Wow. That's a lot of that's a lot of thinking to respond to hi. I guess that's what we do. Is somebody just walks up to us and says hi. We go through this whole fucking inner dialogue. Right. Come on, Codex. Wrap it up, buddy. Okay, cool. I think I can give it another shot. There we go. Probably thinking it's going to be slow. It's going to be slow if it works at all. Oh, there it goes. It's going. It's just really slow. That's cool. So if I had a faster model, but that's the LLM moving the dude around. Oh, it is working. It's just super duper slow. Alright. Alright, I like it. And all the new changes to our project. Oh boy. So you could just, I mean, once it's a game, get your LLM going on it and come back a week later and see how it did. But that is pretty cool. Now, maybe what's next is the machine learning. And I don't know enough about the machine learning to even formulate a thought on it. But let me think. Deepseek probably knows what's going on. I'm going to start a new session here. Alright, so I'm going to say read this LLM. Wait, hold on. Let's go in plane mode. And let's design the ML harness so we can train a model to play our game. I think I mean it has to have some kind of objective though. So the enemies don't do anything. So it would be, we can't really train it to do anything useful at this point. So I'm gonna hold off on that until I get the enemies set up so that the enemies can pursue you and attack you and you can fight them and have some items, potions and things like that laying around. And after that we'll have that set up. But the goal is to basically, for each dungeon, you know, train a model on how to beat that dungeon, or train an enemy on how to kill the player, or something like that. So, but yeah, that's it. That's all for now. I'll probably pick up tomorrow where I left off. Start making this something that's pretty cool. I don't know. I think that the LLM's so slow, so I might abandon that and just move on with the actual game. So, alright. Thanks for watching.